Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to yet again another Watch with Nordic live stream. Today we got game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals here tonight. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Game 2 was just phenomenal on all accounts, and this one looks like it's projecting to be even better, I would say. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a great day so far. About to cap off your great Monday, or maybe not so great Monday, and it's not looking good for me because I can't find my sticky notes. But looking to at least make your Monday somewhat good if it wasn't good, into Stanley Cup Final game number 3, and I have zero clue where my sticky notes went. Like, they are nowhere to be found. That is a little bit weird and a little bit concerning. Give me one moment. I'm also putting on a hat because I don't like the way my hair is positioned. So, there you go. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. It's time. I know I had a good day. Open these up. And then looking at the projected forward line. So, it doesn't look like there are any changes in terms of each team's lines, except for Florida. They are going to be replacing Jesper Boquist with A.J. Greer. So, that's something you can keep an eye on there heading into this game. It's going to be a little bit of a different lineup for Florida in terms of that. But overall, everything else is pretty much the same from what I am gathering. So, let's just get prepped here and get ready for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals back in Florida, where they won the Stanley Cup a year ago. They're looking to repeat that here in this Cup Final, but obviously we're going to have to find out if they're going to be able to do such thing. But first and foremost, again, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you were here in the last stream, you will know that pretty much everything is the same as it was. All donations and proceeds from this stream, why is it so blurry on my end, will go towards one of the Ben Stelter Foundation or the Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital. So be sure to, if you have some money that you would like to donate, be sure to do that. All the proceeds here in the stream will go towards that. So just something that I thought would be pretty cool to do as we head into game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Little series recap so far. Every game has gone to overtime, which makes me slightly worried about what is to come here, because all of them have been going to overtime, and I'm not particularly a huge fan of that. But obviously, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But the Oilers took home game 1 with a score of, I think it was 5-4. Or, sorry, 4-3 in overtime. And then the Panthers won game 2, 5-4 in double overtime. So, you know, again, these two teams have shared the first 2 games in Edmonton. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to share the next 2 games in Florida, or are we going to see a team go ahead here farther in this series and possibly win it on Saturday. All right, it's just on my end. It's not on the actual stream's end. It's so blurry for me. But make sure to like the stream, subscribe down below if you're new. It'd be greatly appreciated, and let's hope for the best here tonight in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh. Whew. Been a long freaking day. Pull up the analytics here. Perfect. All right, we are ready to go. What's up, everyone? All right. Starting goaltender preview. Stuart Skinner's in net for the Oilers. Sergei Bobrovsky's in net for the Florida Panthers. Let's do our Watch With Nordic record here while we're at it. I don't believe I updated it since the last time I've streamed. No, I have not, so let me do that real quick. So this is our 12th time streaming the Edmonton Oilers this season. They are 7-2-2 when we stream them. For the Panthers, it is the 11th time. They are 8-2 when we stream them here as well. Only 2 of those losses coming in against Tampa and Toronto, actually. So they haven't really lost since then. It's actually kind of wild to think. But anyhow, they're riding on that hot streak. The Oilers are on a very good streak here as well. Let's see what goes on here in this next game. Yeah, tell I'm a little bit tired. Definitely. All right. All right. So just a couple, probably like 10 more minutes here until the start of the game. What's up, Bon? How we doing? Glad to see you here. All right, here we go. 84 degrees in South Florida. Getting ready for the third game of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight in Emirates Bank Arena, where the Panthers are ready to take on the Edmonton Oilers here tonight. Again, I did my series recap. I'll do it once more. The Oilers took game 1 in overtime, 4-3. It was a thrilling finish with the Oilers making a comeback. In game 2, Florida held down the fort a little bit more. The Oilers forced overtime with, I think, like 17 seconds left. It went to double overtime, but eventually Brad Marchand scored his second of the game, nearly identical to the one that he had earlier. And obviously the Panthers won game 2. So they split the first 2 in Edmonton. It's looking like it might be a 2 split here in Florida, possibly, but I guess we shall see. Again, both of the games have been in overtime. It could easily be 2-0 Florida. It could easily be 2-0 Edmonton, but it's not. It's 1-1, and I think that's what's awesome about this playoffs and this series. 2 of the games already have gone to overtime. I'm hoping that we get the same thing here in game number 3. I'm really hoping for some more extra time hockey. I love commentating, and I think that I'm excited for this next part. So they're going to do like the pregame ceremony most likely and all that, the national anthems, and then we'll get ready here to start the game in probably about, I would say, another probably another like 6 to 10 minutes, honestly, because it just takes that long. All right. And they're not even on the ice yet. Okay. All right. Let's get locked in here. So yeah, again, as I mentioned, lineup changes. Everything stays pretty much the same. The only changes I've seen a couple of Oilers defense pairings get swapped up a little bit. It looks like they're moving Ekholm with Kulak and Bouchard with Nurse. That's the only thing I've seen that's really changed. On the Panthers end, though, there is a new guy coming into the fold tonight. AJ Greer, who I believe was injured in the first 2 games, slots in here tonight in replacement of Jesper Boquist. So he will be on the 4th line in Boquist's spot. But the 2 teams are coming out on the ice. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was a game-time decision. I believe he is playing. All right, so let's go take a look at Yeah, Nugent's been playing really good. He was phenomenal in the third round against Dallas. I think he's been consistent basically the whole way through. We'll see if that's able to continue here into Game 3. I'm really wondering. The Oilers have been good on the road, but can they defeat Florida in their home arena? They only have one win in Florida in, I think, the last calendar year, honestly. And that was Game 5. I believe they lost when they went to Florida during the regular season. They lost the other 3 games in Florida during the playoffs. So, again, it's rare that they're winning games in this building. Oh my god, that's DJ Khaled? Oh my god. All right, yeah, they got to do the whole intro thing since it is in Florida. They got to do the intro thing like they were earlier. They got to do head coach Chris Knobloch, the forwards, the centers, the defense, the wings. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit, so I apologize, guys. I did not realize it's going to take so long. But anyways. All right, starting lineups for each team heading into this game. For the Florida Panthers, thank you, David Pagnotta. You have Verhaeghe, Barkov, and Reinhardt starting off with Forsling and Ekblad on the back end. For the Oilers, you have Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, and Corey Perry also starting there as well. And then Ekholm and Bouchard on your first pairing, so I guess they haven't really changed anything up from that. And then you have Stuart Skinner in that as well with Bobrovsky. There's no surprise about that. But here we go. They're still doing the previews. They just did the Oilers. It's going to take a minute to do the Panthers. Yeah, it always happens Game 3 in the finals, so. I don't want to be that guy, but that arena sounds so quiet. Oh my god. That Panthers arena sounds really quiet. I don't know if it's just because Edmonton's loud, but. How much did the Panthers have to pay DJ Khaled to do this? No, Khaled's actually a Panthers fan, so he probably did it for free. Well, they probably are paying him, but he is a Panthers fan, I believe. It's kind of crazy seeing him there, though. With all the memes last year, oh, man, that was such a time. Not last year, 2 years ago. Oh, my God. Is Cesar Lucero at the game? Free seats? Nah. Panthers actually have tickets there. Come on. Don't be that bad. Game 3 doesn't start right now, DJ Khaled. You got to go through the national anthem. I know the golfer had a traffic cone. Yeah. All right, they're going to do the national anthem. Oh my God, 101-year-old World War II vet. That's awesome. All right, here we go. All right, Star Spangled Banner. I'm going to take off my hat here and be silent. Alrighty, here we go. That's the national anthem here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's get ready to get this party started from Emirates Bank Arena in Florida. First and foremost, thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to like the stream and subscribe down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. It helps the engagement and all that stuff. All donations during these playoff streams go towards the Ben Stelter Foundation or the Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital, determining who will win the Stanley Cup. We'll go to one of those two charities. But regardless, your donations are appreciated. I'm obviously donating my money as well. But let's get ready to get started here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Starting goaltender preview, you have Sergei Bobrovsky in net for the Florida Panthers, who has backstopped Florida to this game right now, and throughout 3 straight Cup Finals runs, he has been absolutely phenomenal. And on the other side, Stuart Skinner, who has been here before in Florida, remembers this place pretty well, and it is ready to go. The Stanley Cup Final, game number 3, is underway. Face-off won by the Oilers. They kick it down low into the Panthers' end. McDavid now to Perry behind the net. Corey Perry tries picking it up. It's sent around to Nuge, to the point to Bouchard, a shot, and saved by Bobrovsky with his chest, I believe. right, so Oilers there already with a good chance. So 19:44 left to go here in the first period. It's McDavid versus Barkov. They kick Barkov out. What's up, one of them? Go Oilers. Love to hear that. I'm sure you're hoping for a win here tonight after the brutal start on Friday. And here in Florida, where the Oilers have not been particularly great in the last calendar year, puck is sent through the neutral zone. McDavid will pick it up. Here he comes, loses his edge, gives it over to Perry, shoots it! And a save by Bobrovsky goes up and out of play. So McDavid there kind of lost his edge a little bit. He still got the pass over to Corey Perry, who shot that one, and a save by Bobrovsky. The Oilers with the early pressure, just less than a minute in. Oh, man. So today I was with my girlfriend before the stream. We spent time the whole day together. We went hiking, all this stuff, and we made homemade Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and those things were the absolute bomb. Anywho, face-off coming up here in the Florida zone. It's Kane versus Lundell, and it's won by the Panthers. Marchand picks up the puck on the right side, trying to break it out of the Florida zone. Here's Jones banking it off the boards. Luosterainen will send Marchand, but it gets to Skinner before Marchand can get to that puck, and he will just cover that one up. Marchand had 2 goals in Game 2, backstopping Florida essentially to that win in double overtime. That includes a double overtime winner. Here's Draisaitl now versus Luosterainen. And faceoff is won by the Panthers. Kick down low. Lundell will take it behind the net. Slides it up in front. It directs in the air. Save. Marchand a shot. He scores! Brad Marchand! His 3rd goal in just 2 games. And the Panthers have a 1-0 lead less than 1 minute into Game 3. The double overtime winner in game number 2. And the first goal here in game number 3. Brad Marchand has been absolutely unbelievable for the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup final. What a pickup that guy really was. Just a play in front. Skinner kind of, lost sight of the puck, I guess. Or maybe he was too far out of his net and slid a little bit too much. And Brad Marchand takes advantage of that and shoots that one right past Stuart Skinner for the 1-0 lead here early in Game 3. What's up, Johnny Stove? How we doing? Face-off won now by the Oilers. Kulak then over to Wallman. Wallman will clear it into the Florida zone. We get a whistle here immediately for offsides, icing. I'm not so sure. That's Marchand's 8th goal of the postseason. I don't know why it's so blurry. My end is so unbelievably blurry. I know. Crazy stuff. Brad Marchand's been absolutely phenomenal. Face-off won by the Panthers. Kulikov tries banking it off the boards. Now Nate Schmidt will play it ahead into the zone. It's picked up then by the Oilers. Rushing it down the other way now. Podkolzin will race for it. Wins the battle with Schmidt. And the Panthers will clear it around anyway. And here they come the other way. Bennett, 2-on-2 through the zone with Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Bennett in front. And that pass is broken up by the Oilers defenseman. Puck will go up in the air. It looked like it went out of play. The Oilers didn't necessarily like that, but here they come the other way. Janmark over. Wallman waits, gets tied up with the puck from Rodriguez, who will bank it around behind the net to Schmidt. Early chances here for both sides. Florida with the early goal. Nico Mikkola will clear that one all the way into the Oilers' end. And taken back then by Bouchard, who will regroup. It's intercepted by Jones, but it's way offsides on that attempt. So it looks like the Oilers were asking for an intentional offside face-off. They obviously don't get that. Face-off coming up here outside of the Edmonton zone. It's won by the Panthers. Mikkola will clear it back down low now. Nurse with the puck on the right side. Frederick trying to bank it off the boards. It's kept in, though, by Florida. Gajovic over to Greer, who slots in for Boquist tonight. Behind the net, he picks it up. He'll throw it up to the point. Mikkola down low then to Greer. Back behind the net for Gajovic, who's being tied up there by Klingberg. Greer gets it. He throws it up to the point. Jones' shot. And that one goes wide behind the net. Gajovic in front. And that one just gets slid and banks off around the boards and outside of the Oilers zone. Dumped into the zone by the Panthers. 17:30 left to go in the opening period. Panthers with the early 1-0 lead. Here's Connor McDavid. McDavid with the razzle-dazzle move in game number 2 past Ekblad and Barkov. And that was only the assist to Leon Draisaitl's goal. Here come the Florida Panthers the other way. Verhaeghe with Forsling. Verhaeghe to Forsling in front. Saved by Skinner on that redirection play. Now it's picked up then by Florida. Corey Perry will launch it the other way then to McDavid. Bobrovsky gets to that puck first. At the point, Ekholm a shot. It directs behind the net. And now played back for Perry. Up to the point to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Ekholm. Back to Bouchard. He'll move to the center. Shoots it. And a glove save by Bobrovsky with that puck. And some pushing and shoving there from the familiar friends or foes, I guess you could say. Whew. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it here tonight. In game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Brad Marchand with the first goal to give Florida the early lead here in game 3. We got a whistle off of a face-off for, I think, a penalty, I think is what I saw. Or am I dumb? No, I'm not dumb. It's on Florida. Thought I was dumb. I mean, the jury's still out. But the Oilers will get a power play here to start off through this first period. It's going to be Lundell that goes to the box for tripping. A little bit of an unintentional trip, but we won't talk about that. As Oilers will look to tie this game up. Oilers have been phenomenal here on the power play. However, on the road, it's been a little bit worse than what it's been at home, but even still, it's a very good power play nonetheless. Face-off one here by the Panthers. They will clear it all the way out of the zone. It actually goes out of play, so they'll get a whistle there. Panthers are actually first on the PK in these playoffs, so I guess it doesn't really matter how good the Oilers' power play is. Well, it does, but you get what I'm saying. And the refs are going to conglomerate here, see if the puck will come out of the zone. And they're going to put the puck in the zone. So, okay. Paul Maurice doesn't look too happy about that. He's like, all right, whatever. Face-off now inside the Panthers zone. Once again, it's Barkov versus Draisaitl. They got that line out there of Perry, McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, and Bouchard at the point. Could we get another Bush bomb tonight? Bouchard down low to McDavid, tries throwing it in front. It's blocked by Forsling. Sent up to the point by Bouchard. He sends it back down low for Draisaitl. Back to the point to Bouchard. He'll give it to McDavid. McDavid comes in. Down low to Nuge. To McDavid, and the pass is deflected and goes out of the zone if that even was deflected. Either way, a bad break there for the Oilers. A good one for the Panthers. Bouchard drops it back to McDavid. McDavid will skate the puck through the neutral zone, back down low now. Picks it up, will throw it up to the point to Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl on the right side now, battling with McDavid over to Bouchard. Bouchard dekes around Luostarinen, drops it back for Draisaitl. Down low then for McDavid. Waits, shoots it, and a save in front there by Bobrovsky. Bouchard, a bomb! And it goes off of Bob and into the corner. McDavid to Bouch, fumbles the puck a little bit, but gets it back. Sends it to Nuge down low, halfway through the power play. Nuge behind the net to McDavid, shoots it. Save by Bobrovsky, rebound goes just wide of the net. Nuge had an open lane, but couldn't tuck it through. Here's Bouchard once again. Drops it back for Nuge. Nuge over to McDavid. McDavid to Nugent Hopkins. Back to Bouchard at the point. He'll move in. Shoots it. And that one goes out of play into the netting behind Bobrovsky. All right, so Oilers with some good chances there on the power play. They're always good on the power play. Like Jones in Chicago, sad to see him choose the dark side. Yeah, I remember when Jones was with Chicago, or not Chicago, Columbus. That's what I remember him most from. And then he went to Chicago in a deal that I thought was just so stupid. But we won't talk about that. Anyway, face off here now inside of the Panthers zone. It's going to be Henrique versus Barkov. And it's won back by the Oilers. Klingberg down low to Kane. Over then for Wallman, who throws it down low to Klingberg. A shot directed. Saved by Bob. Now down low. It's fed up to the point. Wallman gets it back. Klingberg then. Back to Wallman. Wallman to Klingberg. To Wallman. He'll wait, and we get a whistle here and a penalty against the Oilers while they have the puck. And guess who? It's Evander Kane that is going to the box. And it looks like it might be for, a cross-check from behind. Not great, but the Oilers get a bad break. And the Panthers will get a little bit of 4-on-4 time to kind of recuperate, and then they'll be on the power play for the first time today. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you. What's up, Josh? Big Devils guy. By the way, another season in review coming tomorrow. It's the Ducks. Got a prospect preview on Wednesday, so we started taking a look at those. We did Matthew Schaefer today. So plenty of videos coming up here on the channel. I wanted to do a coaching video, but then Pete DeBoer got fired, so what's the point? 4-on-4 here for just 8 seconds. It's cleared out of the zone then by the Oilers, and the Panthers will pick it up. And now they're on the power play. Here they come through the zone. Bennett shoots it, and a glove save by Skinner. Does it look like we can get to overtime for the third straight game? It's not impossible. Definitely not impossible. But I wouldn't be shocked if this one's done in regulation, though. I kind of hope it's done in regulation. I know I said I like overtime, but just I have things after this time around, and now of course when I don't have like podcasts or anything after the games, of course now I have to freaking, whatever. Anyways, this is just me being an idiot, but I would like to see some overtime just for the overall fan experience and the commentary experience. It's fun, but it's a little bit annoying when you got stuff afterwards. Ekholm clears the puck down into the Florida zone. Bobrovsky will pick it up down low, gives it up to Nate Schmidt, who has been very productive in his playoff run in his time here with Florida. I honestly, that makes for a good series, honestly, if it goes to overtime every single game. Verhaeghe dumps the puck down low into the Edmonton zone. Here's Kulak with it, and they blow the play dead. Is it going to be an icing? Wow, it looks like it is. Icing against the Panthers on that attempt. Wow, okay. I was not expecting that. Hope we get OT, but I need sleep. Yeah, I'm okay. It's the summer. I don't have anything going on tomorrow besides work. Oh, it was offsides. Never mind. So face off at center ice. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you, buddy. Face off one now by the Panthers. Down the right side now, picking it up is Ekblad. Ekblad to Barkov. He shoots it just wide, and it will come up to the point. Jones keeps it in. Down low now, behind the net. It's picked up by Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad. Over then for Barkov, who feeds it up to the point, and nobody's there. So it will slide all the way out. Halfway through the power play, Barkov feeds it cross crease with Bennett. Over to Tkachuk. Tkachuk in front, and Bennett directs it just wide. That wasn't even Bennett, that was Reinhart. Wrong Sam. Shot in front is directed away. Thrown back up to Barkov on the right side. Ekholm trying to clear. It's kept in, though, by the Panthers. Reinhart to Jones. Jones waits. Will skate it into the zone. It's dropped back to the point. Ekblad to the right side. Jones to Ekblad. To Jones, down low, to the point. Reinhardt, Kachuk in front, saved by Skinner, and he gets that with his glove. .13-10 left to go in the first. Shots are 9-4 in favor of the Oilers. 23 seconds to go on the Panthers power play. Brad Marchand with the only goal. It's 1-0. Puck is directed into Skinner off the faceoff. He will cover that one up. Skinner doing better this year in the playoffs. Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about that. He's been much better in the playoffs than I originally thought he was going to be. Here's Ekblad, saved by Skinner. He'll clear that one all the way down the other way. And that looks like it probably will do it for the power play. Dumped down the other way then by the Panthers. That'll do it for their power play. And we're back to 5-on-5. Here's Sam Bennett down low behind the net. Tries throwing it in front of Verhaeghe. Now Draisaitl. Here they come the other way. It's a 3-on-2. A pass up to McDavid. McDavid tried playing it through the neutral zone. Mikkola intercepted. Banked it off the boards. And it goes down the other way. And it'll be an icing against the Panthers, as Bennett could not get that. And it's back inside of the Florida zone. Brad Marchand, absolutely phenomenal. That's his third goal in the last 2 games. He has been absolutely an integral piece to this Florida Panthers team here. But anyways, face-off again coming in the Florida zone. Bennett versus Draisaitl. Sam Bennett, a free agent. We had the discussion on the podcast that he might be being a little bit overvalued in terms of his overall just like money he might get offered in the free agent market. It's actually insane. Puck is cleared down low into the Florida Panthers zone. Here's Marchand now down low. Marchand gets tied up there with Evander Kane, and they're going to call that a penalty. And Kane does not like that. That's the second penalty for Kane in just the first 2 minutes. Unbelievable. Florida's going to go back to the power play here as Kane got Marchand up high with his stick, and Kane did not like that. And there's Marchand, the little rat with his little face. And as a result, the Panthers will go back to the power play again. Oh, man. Just seeing freaking, seeing Kane like that. These refs are not a fan of Evander Kane, gotta say. Ooh, trying to plug in my freaking phone. Once again, I appreciate all of you for tuning in tonight. It is greatly appreciated. Oh, wow. McDavid met some of the top prospects. Bro does not want to be there. He does not want to. Why are they blurring out their names? You literally know who they are. Jesus. There's Jackie Redmond. Showing off Connor McDavid. Oh my god. That's wild. And they're running up the hill in Philly. Oh, none of them went to Philly. That's awesome. Face-off coming here now inside of the Edmonton zone. The Panthers with their second power play tonight. They are 40% at home, but only 3% on the road. Oilers win that draw immediately. They will clear it down low into the Florida end. Now behind the net, here's Seth Jones. Jones drops it back. Here's Alexander Barkov now the other way to Tkachuk. Tkachuk to Barkov. In front, stick goes up in the air from Kulak. And stolen back then by the Panthers at the point. Ekblad spins it around to Jones. Jones down low, Tkachuk. Tkachuk waits. Gives it up then. Puck is intercepted. It's played up the other way then by Janmark. He will get it out of the zone. But the Panthers will draw back in. Reinhart on the right side, trying to clear it down low. Kept in there successfully. Tkachuk to the point of shot. And that one directs just wide. Barkov now battling down low. Picked up then at the point. Tkachuk to Ekblad. Tkachuk to Jones. And Jones will keep that one in as the Oilers tried to clear. Getting these players mixed up. Here's Ekblad now down low to Reinhart. Up to the point, Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk shoots it. And that was saved by Skinner if that even got to him. Here's Ekblad now on the right side. Thrown up to the point to Reinhart. Reinhart to Ekblad. Battling down low with Brown. And the Oilers will successfully clear that puck out of the zone with 30 seconds left to play. The XP thing, I don't know what it is. It's like the rankings of, like, if you comment a certain, like, amount of times, it puts you, like, in a leaderboard or whatever. Puck is intercepted at the neutral zone. Here come the Oilers. McDavid dekes around. There's nobody there to get it. And now here come the Panthers the other way. In the dying seconds of the power play, Bennett drops it back at the point. Rodriguez! And a save by Skinner as Marchand breaks his stick. And it's cleared out the other way. That'll do it for the power play. And we're back to even strength. In the neutral zone, Kane will drop that puck back to Podkolzin. Podkolzin slides it through him, but it doesn't matter because it's an offsides against the Oilers. It's been on this chat for more than a week. It was there during the third round. Are we getting another penalty? Are you kidding me right now? Another penalty? Too many men! Oh my god. Was it Kane? Was it Kane? Oh my god, if it was Kane, I swear to god. Yo, I know, like, the Oilers' penalty kill is good, but, like, come on. You cannot give Florida this many chances, bro. What's up, Andrew? How we doing? So what's too many men, but an OT that's allowed? Yeah, Florida power play. I think so. I think I heard too many men on Edmonton. But that's actually insane. Just one Florida. Sorry, guys. Damn. Oh, my God. 7 players on the ice. Jesus. It'd be funny if they had it'd be funny if they have Evander Kane serving it. Because bro's been in the box so many friggin' times. All right, he's talking to Chris Knoblauch. He's going to be like, we need to stop. We need to stay out of the box. Obviously. Oilers' last 7 road games, 6-1 record, has outscored opponents 25-16. They've been very good on the road against Vegas and the Stars, I believe. They've only lost, I think, once on the road in the last 2 rounds. So they've been pretty good here on the road. But again, as I said, in Florida, they have not had that good of a record. Shots are 9-8 in favor of the Oilers. They have not had a shot here for the last couple of minutes, as the Panthers have obviously had the chances on the power play. Down low now in the corner. Tkachuk trying to get to it on the right side. Battling with Perry. Ekholm trying to poke check for it. Barkov battling with Tkachuk. Ekholm tries clearing it all the way down the other way. And Panthers will get it back. Jones to the right side. Tkachuk breaks it into the zone. Drops it back to the point. Seth Jones down low to Tkachuk, who tries throwing it around. It banks off a Kulak and does not go. Kapanen will take that one and clear it down all the way. And we're getting another penalty here, and this time it's against the Panthers. Man, the refs are calling everything. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. That's a little bit interesting, but okay. Want to see different teams in it. How many more Stanley Cup final will be Florida versus Oilers? I don't want to either next year. Yeah, I would say after next year it's enough. Keep it fresh. I'm fine with 2 years in a row because last year was so good and this looks so good, but I can't do it 3 years in a row. I can't do it 3 years in a row. I can't. I want to see more teams. I also want to see a team that is not from Florida. Just saying. All right, anyways, 4-on-4 here for about a minute. Down low now in the corner. Verhaeghe trying to pick it up. He goes down. Surprised the refs didn't call that one. On the right side now, it's picked up by Bennett. Bennett will clear it up then for Kulikov, who will break it into the zone. He'll bank it off the boards then for Bennett. Plays it down low. Low, still with control in front to Schmidt. And he can't finish that one. Cleared down low then by the Panthers. They will get a line change. Oilers will get some time here to regroup. Let's go Cats. Love to see that. I don't know if it's scripted, but I just want to see more teams in it. Here's Lundell. Behind the net. Playing it up to the point. Forsling a shot. And blocked in front there by Connor McDavid. McDavid trying to play it ahead. It's stolen back then by Mikkola and the Panthers. Now over then for Forsling. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Lundell trying to move it into the front. Draisaitl intercepts it. Now here comes Bouchard. Evan Bouchard with some time. The Oilers are now in the power play. McDavid waits to Bouchard. Shoots it. Saved by Bobrovsky. And the Panthers will clear that one all the way down the other way. That's the Oilers' first shot in about, I would say, 6 to 7 minutes. Here's Connor McDavid. Through center ice. McDavid drops it over then for Draisaitl. Perry to McDavid. McDavid to Perry, who gets tied up there by Jones. He'll clear it all the way down the other way. I don't know how there's not a defender there to get to that puck, but all right. 10 seconds left here on the Edmonton power play. Oilers with the puck. Klingberg to Draisaitl to McDavid. McDavid waits, drops it back for Klingberg, and intercepted there by Jones, who backhands it out of the zone. And that'll do it there for the power plays once again. We'll see how long 5-on-5 lasts here once again. Klingberg gives it up then for Nurse. Nurse poke checked away. He'll get it back and try playing it up. It's intercepted by Lundell, who still battles for it down low, but Nurse wins the battle and sends it around behind the net. Now Mikkola to Lundell down low. Lundell skates it around. He's got it below the goal line. Sends it in front, and it's directed back into the other corner. Here's Podkolzin. Podkolzin will clear that one down all the way the other way. Panthers get it back. Forsling then to Greer. Greer gains the zone. 6 minutes to go in the first period. It's still 1-0 Florida. Here's Bennett behind the net. Throws it in front. And swiftly intercepted then by the Oilers. Draisaitl gets it up to Podkolzin, who will clear it down And into the Panthers' end. Bobrovsky to Schmidt. Schmidt to Kulikov. Kulikov on the right side will clear it down low. Now racing forward is Tkachuk. With it behind the net. Hits Wallman. Gets it back in front. And blocked there by, I think that was Kulak on Rodriguez. Here's Kapanen now. Will clear that one down the other way. Now here comes Kane. Evander Kane with some room. Shoots it wide of the net. And out of play. Want to see New Jersey versus Kings? Of course you do. You're a Devils fan. 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. It is 1-0 Panthers of a Brad Marchand goal. Draisaitl and Bennett went after each other pretty good on the last shift. Florida's probably going to be in it. Kane is not doing well tonight. No, he is not having a good first period. But now, watch. He's going to come back in the second period and score. Or he's going to score at the end of this one. Going to have a Gordie Howe hat trick. McDavid overrated. Oh boy. I'd say he's over talked about. I'll say that. All right. Face off here in the Florida zone is won by the Panthers. It's shot off of Connor Brown. And they're going to blow a whistle here. Is it going to be for another penalty? Again? Again? Oh my God. Another penalty. Not for Kane. But oh my God. What is this for? Oh yeah. I thought he shot the puck into his face. I'm not going to lie. All right. Yeah, that's a valid call. Oilers on the power play now. They are calling everything. But watch. We're going to see there's going to be no calls in game in the second period. All right, face off now. It's won by the Panthers. It's cleared all the way back into the Oilers zone. Here's Evan Bouchard. Drops it back then for Draisaitl to McDavid. McDavid will break it into the zone. Loses control of the puck. Gets to it first. Will fire it around then for Draisaitl. Draisaitl to the point. Bouchard to Nuge. To McDavid. To Nuge. To Bouchard. Bouchard to McDavid. Saved by Bob. Rebounds in the crease. And it goes back down low to the corner. Here's Draisaitl now with the puck. Draisaitl. Drops it back to Bouchard. Bouchard to Draisaitl. On the right side, a minute to go on the power play. Corey Perry now down low. Sends it to McDavid. McDavid to Bouchard. Bouchard to McDavid. At the point, they're just skating around with it. Now Bouchard with it. Shoots it. And it deflects off of Barkov sticking wide. Now McDavid with it, trying to play it himself. Ekblad and Barkov are like, nope, that's not happening. Here's Perry, though. Dekes around Forsling down low behind the net. Draisaitl will pick it up to Bouchard. Back to McDavid. McDavid waits, sends it up. Puck directs in front. Saved by Bob. And McDavid gets to that puck first again and clears it up to Bouchard. Bouchard to Draisaitl. To Bouchard, a shot. And it goes into the corner. Less than 20 to go in the power play. Bouchard to McDavid. McDavid waits in front. It's directed off Forsling, and it'll go out of the, or stay in the zone. Now then to McDavid. Dekes around up to the point, and that will come out. And that'll pretty much do it for the Oilers power play once again. Both teams' penalty kills have been phenomenal. Jake Wallman now behind the Edmonton net. Wallman down the right side. It's cleared all the way into the Florida end, and that'll be an icing against the Oilers. They only had one shot on that power play, despite having offensive zone control for basically the entire time. Face off here now. One back by the Panthers. Tkachuk shoots it. Saved by Skinner on the right side. Trying to bank it around. Then it comes all the way out. And Seth Jones will pick it up. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first. Kane gets knocked out by Jones. And it's cleared all the way back out. Wallman, and there will be another penalty coming here against the Oilers. And it's going to be against Kane again. I think. There's no way. If Kane has his third penalty in one period. Oh my God. Another penalty, dude. What are we doing? What on earth are we doing? So I saw Kane get hit behind by Jones. Arvidsson knocked down Bob. Okay, that's what it was. I don't think that was intentional. I think he's just like, he's skating around, and I think maybe it's like, it's instinct. And he ran into Bob. Oh my God, that actually looks like he like decked Bobrovsky, and then Bennett and them did not like that. So it's Arvidsson who's gonna go to the box for goalie interference. And for once again, like the 8th time tonight, the Panthers are going to the power play. Good God. This is like a penalty. Oh, my God. All right. Face-off coming here now inside the Oilers zone. Yet, there have been no power play goals. Bob gets an Emmy. Schmidt a shot. Directed back down low. Bennett to the right side. Up to the point. Then to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe over to Rodriguez. I thought it was on Kane, because the Arvidsson play came like outside of where I can see, but it wasn't. Bennett to Verhaeghe, shoots it, blocked in front now at the point. Schmidt to Bennett to Schmidt, up into the front. Verhaeghe shoots it, he scores! Carter Verhaeghe! Finally a power play goal after all those penalties, and it's 2-0 Florida. Telling you, you keep taking penalties, it's going to keep on happening, and there you go. On the 10th shot by Florida, Verhaeghe, just some good passing play. Schmidt sends that one down low. Rodriguez gives it to Verhaeghe, and there's nobody there covering Carter Verhaeghe, so he moves right in, shoots that top corner on Stuart Skinner. Actually, a pretty good shot, I'm not going to lie. And the Panthers have a 2-0 lead. 2:15 to go in the first period. It feels like we've played a whole entire period here, or whole entire game here with all these penalties. Face-off now on the right side, picked up by the Oilers. Here's Wallman. Jake Wallman shoots it. It goes off of Bobrovsky, now down low into the corner. Wallman behind the net to Barkov. Alexander Barkov gives it up, then plays it through the zone, then to Verhaeghe. Battling on the right side with Perry. It's picked up then swiftly by the Oilers. Minute 52. Left in the first period. Draisaitl to Perry, and they blow that dead for offsides. And Verhaeghe with the second goal for the Panthers. It's 2-0. And that, I believe, was like the 6th penalty of the game. I think the Devils are not signing Allen. A little surprising, but it does make sense. Let's go take a look, actually. Battling now down low in the corner. Puck is tipped up then and picked up by Gajovic on the right side. Panthers are 2 for 32 on the power play at home. That's just their second power play that they've scored on here. Here's Podkolzin now. Dumps it into the Florida end. Bobrovsky to the right side. Will clear it around. It's picked up by Greer. Greer sends it to the neutral zone. Gajovic trying to get to it. 1:15 to go in the first. Janmark to Nurse. Shoots it. And it goes wide. Battling down low, Schmidt. Behind the net now to Nurse. Last minute of play in the first period. Puck is down low. Podkolzin trying to throw it up to the point. Nurse will get down there to try and break it away from the Panthers, but as a result, it's not good enough. 50 seconds left here in the first period. Shots are 12-10 in favor of the Oilers. And that's an offsides there against the Oilers. It's Evander Kane, ironically enough, who has had himself a game here tonight. There have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 penalties in just 20 minutes of the first period. That's 14 minutes total in penalty minutes there tonight, obviously including the power play goals and all that stuff. It's a little bit less, but even still, it's pretty wild how many there has been. Face off on the right side. It's played down low behind the net to Henrique. Henrique to the point. A broken stick for Ekholm. It's kept in, though, by the Oilers. And the Panthers will drive that one out as soon as I say that. 25 seconds to go. It's Connor Brown. Brown over then for Ekholm, who will dump it down low into the Florida end. Now on the right side, Mikkola back then for Jones. Jones clears it around. It's kept in, though, by the Oilers and picked up by Luostarinen. 10 seconds left here in the first. Cleared back down low. Skinner will go back behind the net to get it. And it's cleared all the way around up to the point. A shot, and that one is denied by Skinner in the dying seconds. Lundell is cross-checks Bouchard in the face as we end off a very eventful first period with some more pushing and shoving here. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Panthers with 2 goals from Verhaeghe and Marchand to make it a 1-0 or 2-0 lead here in favor of Florida heading into the first intermission. That being said, fellas, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back here for the start of the second period momentarily, and I think there's going to be some more penalties heading into the middle frame. All right, now I got to make 2 clips. Ugh. Oh. Nope. Okay. Pull up the stream on my computer while I do this. End of the first on an intermission. Refs just called a penalty for delay of game. Oh, of course. Yeah, bring up Dawes for sure. Dawes is good. Never really got like a real chance. Oh, they really did call one. What did they call? Yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. Oh, roughing? Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. 3 offensive zone penalties and a too many men. That's rough. Yeah, definitely going to need a little bit of a change here in game in the second period for the Oilers. Otherwise, it's not looking good for them currently, but again, there's still time to change that. Again, we did not get any donations in the first period. That's okay, but I also want to say once more, all proceeds and donations during these Stanley Cup Final streams will go to charity, one of the Ben Stelter Foundation or the Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital. So if you have some money, it'd be nice if you would donate it, but again, like I'm not forcing you to. What is this? All right. It's clip time. Kick down low. Lundell will take it behind the net. Slides it up and slides it up in front. It directs in the air. Save. Marchand a shot. He scores! Directs in the air. Save. Marchand a shot. He scores! Slides it up in front. It directs in the air. Save. Marchand a shot. He scores! Brad Marchand! His third goal in just 2 games. And the Panthers have a 1-0 lead, less than 1 minute into game 3. The double overtime winner in game number 2, and the first goal here in game number 3. Brad Marchand has been absolutely unbelievable for the Florida Panthers. Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, Oilers definitely need to get better. Where is one of them? Where's I forget his name. Where's where's one of them? I'm curious. He's an Oilers fan. How's he feeling after that? Apparently Bissonnette got called out by Gary Bettman. We're gonna watch that here after this. So give me a moment. Slides it up in front. It directs in the air. Save. Marchand a shot. He scores! Brad Marchand! What's up, Rick? I haven't seen you in a while. And the Panthers have a 1-0 lead, less than 1 minute into game 3. No worry, Rick. It's not a problem. You don't gotta be here every stream. It doesn't really matter. I also wasn't live for like a couple of weeks, so. Come on, Cats, keep it going. Yeah, good period by Florida. They took advantage of the Oilers' just rough start.
He scores! Brad Marchand! His third goal in just 2 games! And the Panthers have a 1-0.
Alright, perfect.
Apple has just dropped iOS 26, and there are some massive changes. So here's all the features you need to know about. Starting with the fact that they've completely skipped iOS 19 and jumped all the way to 26. This is because for the first time ever, not only are they syncing up the names of all of their operating systems, they've also just dropped their first ever universal design across all Apple devices. Okay, so obviously he still needs to win 3 games, but in fact,
Had a really whack husband. I didn't think it was going to be that viral. She actually slid my DMs first. Hey, baby, it's Young Gravy. I'm here with the Daily Mail, and we're going to set the record straight. Young Gravy is a rapper, TikToker, and now a narrator for Audible. Facts, I read a bedtime story with Audible.
Alright. Got stuck watching Young Gravy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rick. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sure I don't blame you at all for not being here. That's terrible. Sorry for your loss, man. Prayers up. Everybody give prayers up for Rick. Hopefully. Oh, passed away yesterday? Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry, Rick. Well, hopefully you'll give him a proper service. And I send my best wishes here in PA to you and your family. Man, that's terrible.
In the air, save. Slides it up in front, it directs in the air, save. Marchand a shot.
All right. DJ Khaled. Hopefully everything's okay with Mount Edna, Josh. Yeah, that's terrible, Rick. I hope that at least he fell asleep peacefully. He died peacefully. Skinner forgot how to play, and tomorrow Bob will throw the game. All right. Tomorrow? What do you mean tomorrow? They don't play tomorrow. It's over now? Okay, good. Because I actually didn't even hear anything about that. Yeah, third. I was gonna say. I was like, what? Tomorrow? Yeah, 2 day. It's been a 2 day break though for the whole series. You live all the games? I will be live all the games up until Game 7. I'll be live for the draft as well. Free agency, we'll find out, but yes, I will be live for all of the games. I just wasn't live for Game 1. I graduated high school. Oh, I muted the wrong freaking thing.
Schmidt. Up into the front for Hagee. Shoots it. He scores. Up into the front for Hagee. Up into the front. To Schmidt. Up into the front for Hagee. To Schmidt. To Schmidt. Up into the front for Hagee. Shoots it. He scores. Carter Verhaeghe. Finally a power play goal after all those penalties. And it's 2-0 Florida.
Do y'all see, for those who are watching the game but have my commentary corresponding with it, are you guys seeing all the birthday things that are on like the stuff? Devils don't have that many picks, but we're bringing up a few new players. Yeah, you traded your first. You might get some good picks with your later draft picks. Oh, nice. I love respect for the Flyers, buddy. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about your father. I hope everything I hope the funeral and all that goes well if you are doing a service for him. I'm sure all my fans or all my friends in here send you their thoughts and prayers. I send you my thoughts and prayers as well. We hope everything's okay. Rick, you are a good person and a good son. He will always remember you. Yep, totally. All right, let me upload this last thing, and then I want to take a look at this Biz and Bettman thing before I forget. And I lost it. Here we go. Okay, so let me pull this up here real quick. Give me one moment. Oh, that's my channel analytics. What the hell? Why is it showing that? Okay, 1 second. What the heck? Actually, here, let me just do it on here. I don't know why it's showing my channel analytics. It's supposed to be this. There we go. I don't know why it was showing my YouTube analytics. All right, so this is all right. So let me pull it up here real quick. So apparently, I have to make sure that I'm muted for this. But apparently, during the pregame, Gary Bettman joined TNT after Bissonnette said things about how the NHL needs to look into the Florida state tax. So apparently, Gary Bettman responded to him in this clip, and that's what we're going to look at here today. So I want to show this before we get started here with the second period. I think it'd be interesting. So enjoy, guys. I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go.
predictable.
I don't want to take anything away from the teams from Florida and the state of Florida.
But do it anyway.
Ace put me in a headlock when I brought this up on the broadcast in the conference final. Any plans maybe in the future to implement a balance as far as the no state tax? And
no, you know, when you start,
I'm just asking.
It's a ridiculous issue. When the Florida teams weren't good, which was for about 17 years, okay, nobody said anything about it. And, you know, for those of you who played, okay, were you sitting there with the tax table? No, you wanted to go to a good organization in a place where you wanted to live, where you wanted to raise your kids and send them to school. You wanted to play in a first-class arena with a first-class training facility, with an owner, an organization, a GM, and a coach that you were comfortable with, and you wanted to have good teammates so you'd have a shot at winning. That's what motivates it. Could it be a little bit of a factor if everything else were equal? I suppose, but that's not it. And by the way, state taxes high in Los Angeles, high in New York. What are we going to do? Subsidize those teams?
Can we take tax away from the province of Ontario at least, just for the Leafs' sake? We need something, Gary.
You know, I was watching you during the prior rounds. Your attire was a little suspect in terms of your journalistic objectivity.
You just said 3 words that I don't know who's got the next question.
Okay. I have a couple of thoughts on that. A lot of it is annoying, yes, but first and foremost, they're not the only team that has it. They're not the only team that has it. Dallas doesn't have it. I don't think Nashville does either. I don't believe Seattle does, or Washington does either. That being Seattle, Washington. Not saying anything about those teams. And then as well as that too, like just stuff with the Leafs is so weird. Yeah, Biz definitely got owned there. I agree. All right, here we go. Start of the second period in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Leafs will stuck anyway, even with the advantage. Yeah, because it's the state tax doesn't mean shit. All it is it doesn't mean shit with Toronto. They'll still struggle. All right, first period recap here. Goals came from Carter Verhaeghe and Brad Marchand. New Jersey does too. Yeah, I don't know all the teams exactly, but I know it's not just Florida. But as well as that too. Would you guys let me ask you this. Would you guys rather go to Florida, a warm place, such a warm, environment? It's literally warm there all the time. You can play for a really good hockey team that, mind you, was bad for a very long time. Would you rather play for a very good Florida Panthers team in a warm climate of Florida, or would you rather play for a team in New York or LA or Winnipeg with the really bad taxes or just undesirable? Like, would you rather play in those places or would you rather play in the warm state of Florida? That's another factor there too. But anyways, second period here is underway. Edmonton will start off with a power play. The women are prettier in LA. Fair enough. Fair enough. Battling for now in the corner. It's picked up by Nosek on the right side. It's kept in, though, by the Oilers. They have a power play here to start off this second period. Wallman up at the point. Now Bouchard to Wallman. Wallman waits. Will circle around with the puck. Bouchard, a shot. Saved by Bobrovsky. And cleared all the way out of the neutral zone down the other way. Yeah, 7 states with no income taxes. Wallman drops it back now for Connor McDavid. Shots are 13-11 here in the second period. McDavid drops it back to the point to Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Bouchard. Bouchard on the right side, intercepted by Florida and cleared all the way down the other way. Like, okay, I'm sure you would rather play for, like, your hometown team, or you would rather play, like, maybe for a team that, like, isn't as, like, good, maybe to make them better or whatever, but, like, again, like, you would rather play in somewhere that is a much warmer climate than a place like Winnipeg or, like, literally anywhere else, honestly. Here's Ekholm now down low. Nugent Hopkins to Ekholm at the point. All right, we'll come back to that, CJ. At the point, Ekholm to Bouchard. 20 seconds left on the power play. High cadence, a shot in front, they score! Corey Perry! Another goal! And it's 2-1 on the power play. And the Moss Pit is going crazy in Edmonton as Corey Perry gets the goal that cuts the lead in half for the Oilers. It's 2-1. Yes, I do have a girlfriend. Yes, I do have a girlfriend. Your point exactly. There you go. There you go, CJ. You're good, Josh. We permit that language in here as long as it's not used in a bad way. Like directed at other people that are in the chat. I don't care if you say F McDavid or whatever. That doesn't matter to me. Here's Bennett now down low in the corner. Now Rodriguez. Battling down low. Slid around down to the right side. Kachuk. Back then at the point. Kulikov. Over a shot. It goes in the air and behind the net. And poke check down the right side. Bennett. Throws it up to the point. Schmidt a shot. And it goes wide. Now Kachuk over then for Nurse, who battles on the right side. It slides up to the point. Schmidt shoots it wide, and Kachuk bounced off of Skinner. Now here comes Darnell Nurse. Nurse will shoot it into the zone. Battling in the corner now, Trent Frederick fighting with Nate Schmidt. Back then for Bennett. Over then for Kachuk. It goes into the benches, I believe, and we'll get a whistle. And, yeah, I mean, honestly, what I got to say is I knew the Oilers were going to come back after the disastrous first period. They were going to make a game plan, and they were going to come back and win. It always happens at Edmonton. It's, like, so predictable. It's crazy. All right. Face-off won back by the Panthers. Ekblad to Forsling, who will clear it all the way out to center ice. It's swiftly stolen back then by the Oilers. Wallman on the right side. Stolen back by Florida. Barkov clears it down low. And Klingberg gets to that puck first. Assist on that goal were from Bouchard and Ekholm. As two players collide with the ref on the right side. A chance, they score. It's Sam Reinhart. And it's a 2-goal lead once again for the Panthers. It's 3-1. And that happened very quickly. I need to see that again. I didn't even realize. I glanced over at my phone, and suddenly it was 3-1. So Klingberg has it on the right side. It deflects off a ref. For Hagee in front for Reinhart, who shoots that one past Skinner. You couldn't even tell from my angle, and it's a 2-goal lead for the Panthers. Kane will get 2 more penalties before getting benched for the game. If he gets another one, then I don't know. Why would Kane get benched because of betting stats? No, because he took the 2 penalties at the beginning of the first. I don't know if he gets benched, but definitely going to get a little bit reduced ice time. Here's a chance here in front. Saved by Skinner. Now picked up by Podkolzin. 3-on-3 the other way. Draisaitl with the puck. Will drop it back to the point. Ekholm a shot. And it goes wide. Here's Lundell trying to find Marchand. It drops back into the zone. Skinner plays that down low. And Marchand now battling with Ekholm. Ekholm to Bouchard. Bouchard on the right side. Will move the puck through center. Sends a pass up to Draisaitl. And he loses control, but gets it back down low in the corner. Now battling forward here. About 4 minutes gone in the second period. Already 2 goals from Perry and Reinhart. Kulikov now. Over to Jones. Seth Jones holds the puck. Down low now, Jake Wallman with it. Behind the Edmonton net. Wallman. Sends a pass all the way through the neutral zone. Up then for Nuge. It goes in the air. He'll regroup around with the puck. Loses control. Perry now back behind the net. In front then McDavid. And blocked in front there by a Panther. Tkachuk will get it back. Matthew Tkachuk drops it back through the zone. Here's Ekblad. Ekblad will dump that one down low. Yeah, that was kind of wild. I'm not going to lie to you, Epic. That was actually kind of crazy. With the penalties that have been called that have... I mean, some of them were justifiable, but not all of them were. So it is a little bit kind of funny on that end. But even still, it was a disastrous first period for the Oilers. You can't deny that. Here's Wallman. Back over now for Brown. Here's Connor Brown now the other way. Waits. Dekes it around Mikkola. And poke checked away, but he'll get it back and throw it up to the point. Bouchard a shot, blocked in front. And kicked up the other way and out of the zone. Edmonton will be forced to regroup. It seems like the time is running fast here. No penalties still already, even though there has been 2 goals. Nosek trying to play it around the right side. Now Mikkola throws it down low. Over for Nate Schmidt. Schmidt will bank it off the boards. It goes all the way down into the Edmonton end. Greer back now into the corner. Over then for Nurse. Nurse battling with Greer along the right side. Gajovic sends it in front. A rebound and stopped by Skinner. If that even got on net from Nosek in that 4th line. It's cleared out by the Oilers. Shots are 14-12 in favor of Edmonton. And the Panthers have a 3-1 lead. Barkov now on the right side. Remember, Florida had a 3-1 lead in Game 1. And it became a 4-3 Oilers overtime win. Shot from the point goes wide. Panthers still with control. A shot for Hagee. Saved there by Skinner. Played back down low. And picked up by Reinhardt, who will throw it up to the point. Jones. Saved by Skinner on the right side. Reinhardt clears it down low. Verhaeghe battling now with Nurse. Here comes Nurse the other way. It's a 3-on-3. Kapanen will clear it down low. And stopped there by Bobrovsky. Here comes Florida the other way. Verhaeghe shoots it. And saved in front there. Now Arvidsson with the puck behind the net. Here's Arvidsson on the rush. Podkolzin. Back to Arvidsson on the right side. Ekblad battling forward here as well. Arvidsson. It's knocked down by Ekblad. Now over for Lostrainen, who will clear it all the way down and into the Edmonton zone. Yeah, this period does feel like a new game. No penalties called here in the second period already. We're almost halfway through. Feels like a lot faster than what the first was. And that's expected. That's how the game changes. Teams start getting a little bit less, risky. And then as well as that, too, the refs just stop calling things. Podkolzin hit there by Bennett. And battling down low in the corner. And it's cleared down the other way. And here come the Panthers. A 2-on-0 the other way. Bennett, he's in! He scores! It's 4-1 Panthers. A defensive collapse by the Oilers. Forces a 2-on-0 the other way. It's Sam Bennett with the goal. And it's 4-1 Florida. With 12:34 to go. Starts off with a hit on Podkolzin. The play goes around the other way. What a freaking shift by Bennett. Hits Podkolzin. A play forced down the other way by, I think that's Lostrainen. He sends Bennett into the zone. He has Skinner beat on the forehand. And it's now 4-1 Florida. Good night, Bond. Thank you for coming. And with 12:31 to go here in the second period, Florida has a 4-1 lead in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Bouchard trying to play it down low. Battling on the right side now. It's picked up. Bouchard then to Perry. Up to McDavid. McDavid rushing for it now. Trying to get to it with Ekblad. Gets to it on the right side. Up to the point. Verhaeghe then intercepts. Here comes Florida the other way. Lundell will clear that one down low. Skinner. Gives it up then for Ekholm. For Perry to McDavid. Drops it back at the point. Poke checked ahead. Here's Gajovic on the right side, and it's cleared down low into the Edmonton zone. Now Jake Wallman with the puck. Wallman over then for Brown. Brown will shoot it back. And picked up by the Oilers as these Panthers fans, I think, are chanting Skinner. Puck is cleared out of the zone. Racing for it now is Frederick. Bob will forget to play on Thursday. If Florida loses Game 4, they will lose the Cup. You might be right. Here's Jake Wallman now behind the Oilers' net. To Henrique. Clears it down low into the Florida zone. Nate Schmidt to the right side. Cleared all the way down the other way, and that puck will go, I believe, out of play in some way. Hand pass or whatever, but regardless, we'll get a commercial break here. 3 goals in that span of time. Corey Perry, Sam Bennett, and Sam Reinhart get the goals. It's 4-1 Florida. This has been an absolutely brutal game here for the Edmonton Oilers. How much longer until Skinner gets benched? We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for tuning in for this stream. It is greatly appreciated. Once again, I will remind you guys that we are doing all proceeds and all donations in these streams go towards one of the Ben Stelter Foundation or the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. So anything is greatly appreciated. And it looks like my views with the goals are definitely going to be going up here. Definitely going to be talking about the Oilers. Say if it gets to 6-1, he's pulled. Probably. We'll have to see though. I do wonder after a game like this, maybe they adjust the goalies. You see that sometimes. All right. Yeah, Skinner, not pretty on that one goal, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Face-off coming now inside of the Florida zone. The Oilers are looking to make a comeback here in game number 3. Again, it's not the end of the world if they lose game 3, but definitely it's not ideal whatsoever. But again, it's not the end of the world. That's a definite. Face-off now in the Florida zone. It's won by the Panthers. Forsling, cross-check from behind by Draisaitl. Panthers fans want a call, but looks like the refs aren't calling anything. Cleared now down into the Florida zone. Shots are 15 apiece. At least those are even. But it's not very pretty. Bouchard to McDavid. McDavid intercepted by the Panthers. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. Into the zone in front. Lundell tried getting it with a stick, and that's no good. Now here comes Corey Perry. Back then, cleared into the zone by Jones on the right side. Dumped into the corner by Marchand behind the net. Marchand trying to send it up to the point. Intercepted by the Oilers. Here's Nugent-Hopkins. 2-on-2. Draisaitl to Nuge. Nuge waits. Sends it up to Draisaitl. To Klingberg. Deflected in front, and it goes wide. And back behind the net. Now here's Marchand. Puck's in the air. Halfway through the game here. Nice play there by Florida to clear that puck out of the zone. Now it's Nurse to Kane. Kane dumps that one in. It goes into the glove of Sergei Bobrovsky. Stanley Cup Finals. Game number 3. It's a 4-1 Panthers lead here. And we'll go to commercial once again as we await the likely end to really sorry to say that way. What? Say what way? What? I'm confused. Again, thank you all for tuning in. It's not looking good here for the Oilers. Oh, no worries, man. That doesn't matter to me. No worries, man. It's okay. No miracles for McJesus tonight. Well, maybe there's still time, but we'll see. The Oilers are not giving, or the Panthers are not giving McDavid that much. So I wouldn't be shocked. But yeah, honestly, it's not looking very pretty right now for Mr. Connor McDavid. You were good at commentating. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just do what I can do best. You know, try hard. Can't complain. I think I'm okay. I'm not, like, incredible. Face-off won by the Oilers. Played up at the point now. Nurse will backhand it down low behind the net. Sent in front then by Frederick, and he can't tuck that one in. Back now behind the net, Kulikov. Intercepted. Kapanen to the right side. Thrown back up and cleared down low. Frederick. All the way behind the net. In front, Henrique, and that one's denied. Rebound, Nurse. Saved by Bobrovsky. What a stop by Sergei Bobrovsky. He slid and dove over there to get that one. Do I do any other sports or hockey leagues after the NHL's over? No. I only do hockey here on this channel. I don't really know how to commentate anything else, to be honest. I'm sure it's easy, but I'm probably not as good as I would be with just hockey. So, you know, I kind of like to just, if this makes sense, stay in my own lane. If that sounds right. So. Connor McDavid back on the ice once again. 9:16 to go here in the second period. Shots are 18-16 in favor of the Oilers. If Edmonton's going to come back in this game, they're going to desperately need some more offense here out of their team. Face-off, won by the Panthers. Verhaeghe will bank it off the boards now. It slides all the way down and into the Edmonton end. Kulak banks it off the boards now. Reinhart will clear it down low. Back over them for Verhaeghe. To Reinhart. Reinhart now behind the net. Waits. Sends it in front. Save. Rebound by Barkov. Goes back down low behind the net. Draisaitl will pick up the puck. Sends it all the way down the other way. Here's McDavid. McDavid drops it back. It's intercepted and backhanded all the way down the other way. Now Wallman picks it up. Draisaitl tries sending it to McDavid. A pass in front is blocked by Kane. McDavid to Draisaitl on the right side. Poke checked away. Gets it back. Sends it up to the point for Ekholm, who keeps it in. Shoots it! And a glove save by Bobrovsky. Another stop by Bob. On this date, Eddie Olczyk was drafted. Wow. All right. Face-off coming up here now inside of the Panthers zone once again. If you're the Oilers, all you got to do is just keep on getting shots, and hopefully you'll be able to get one past Bob. This game does kind of feel like it's over, but it's definitely not over here just yet. Still about 28 minutes to go in the second period, or 28 minutes to go in the game as a whole, barring there's no overtime and all that. But who knows? Maybe we'll get done by today at a normal time. Shot at the point is blocked by Bobrovsky. Ekholm on the right side. Sends it back then behind the net. Mikkola to Janmark. Will clear it around then for Rodriguez. Battling now down low. Arvidsson on the right side. Thrown back up to the point. Bouchard to Ekholm. Down low now in the corner. Slides up now. Mikkola on the right side to Tkachuk. Tkachuk is hit there by Ekholm and cleared back down low behind the net. Here's Evan Rodriguez now with it. Throws it up to the point. It's intercepted by the Oilers. Ekholm on the right side. Janmark behind the net. Over to the right side. Back up to the point. Bouchard to Kane. Kane will backhand it down low. Now Jones battles with Janmark. Janmark goes down. Here come the Panthers. 3-on-2. Jones will bank it into the Florida or the Edmonton end and give the Panthers some time to regroup, as it's been mostly Oilers here through these last 5 minutes. Kane to the right side to Brown in front. Nuge a shot! And stopped there by Bob. Looks like they demoted Nuge to the third line. Here come the Panthers the other way. Marchand tries spinning around Darnell Nurse. Marchand over then for Losterainen. He'll clear that one down low into the Edmonton end. Behind the net is Klingberg. Klingberg. And it's cleared all the way down and into the Florida end. And the Panthers will regroup. Yeah, second is way faster than the first for sure. Here's Skinner going out to play a puck. Gets it successfully. It could have turned into a pretty bad situation there. Cleared all the way out to center ice. Now racing forward is Henrique. Henrique on the right side. Banked off the boards. It's kept in by the Oilers, but the Panthers are right there. Here they come the other way. It's Greer into the zone. Tries sending it in front. And that one is swiftly denied. Now here's Mikkola's shot. Banks off of Wallman and goes into the corner. Now the Oilers get it back. It sends it up to Kapanen on the right side. Intercepted by Mikkola. And the Panthers will keep on going. Here's Jones with some room. Sends it past to Greer, who just decides, nope, I'm going to get off. But, yeah, the Oilers cannot seem to beat Bobrovsky. They have more shots, but not so sure that's really going to happen here. And we get an icing against Edmonton. This is just terrible. This is not pretty. This is not a pretty game here from the Oilers. Here's Reinhart now down low. Sorry, I'm listening to Jackie Redmond talk. Now down low, Barkov sends it in front, and that one directs wide. Yeah, I wonder if that's like the crowd control, because I know like TNT sometimes like mutes the crowd or whatever, but you might be right. Here comes Florida, banks it off the boards now, down low. Bouchard battling with Ekholm on the right side. Barkov sends it down low. Verhaeghe battling for it. Ekholm the Draisaitl. Puck goes through Barkov at the point. Forsling now down low to Verhaeghe. Carter Verhaeghe will throw it around behind the net to Marchand, who also has a goal. He falls down on the ice. Picks it up back then for Lundell to the point to Jones, who sends it back behind the net. On the right side, Lundell in front intercepted. Now here come the Oilers. Perry will dump that one into the Florida end. Bobrovsky with it. Will drop it back for Mikkola. Sends a pass up the boards, intercepted by Arvidsson, and it goes out of the zone anyways, so it doesn't matter. 4:30 left here in the second. Here's Tkachuk, and saved by Skinner in front. And played back then by Podkolzin. Arvidsson to Podkolzin, who moves it through center. Cleared down low. Arvidsson sends it in front. It directs off of Bob. And back down low. Here's Jones to Rodriguez. Will bank it up and out of the zone. 4 minutes left here in the second. Looks like McDavid was not on the bench for a moment. Okay. Here come the Panthers the other way. It's Bennett with Tkachuk, and it goes wide on that shot. Bennett nearly had his third goal in his last couple of games. Now here's Klingberg. Klingberg off the boards and down the other way. Into the Panthers end. Here's Nate Schmidt. Sends it up to Gajovic, who will just slap shot it into the Edmonton zone. Now Kulak on the right side, battling with the puck. It goes up to the point for Ekblad. Over then to Kulak on the right side and cleared all the way out to the neutral zone. Racing for it now is Kane. Evander Kane hits Schmidt behind the net. Gajovic battling for on the right side. Brown, puck goes up in front with a play there by Schmidt. Gives it up then. Gajovic will gain the zone. And clearly did not gain it enough because it's an icing against Florida. As Greer and Wallman kind of go at it there in the corner a little bit. Woof. Just over 3 minutes left. Why is he shooting water into the bench? What the hell did I just watch? Why is he shooting water into the bench? Here's Bouchard now over to Perry. Corey Perry on the right side battling with Schmidt. That was Jake Wallman that was shooting freaking water into the Florida Panthers bench. Can I get a replay? Final tickets are basically a mortgage payment. They should be going crazy. 100%. Oh, my God. Brian Boucher's like, what are we doing? That's fun. That's actually crazy. I've never seen something like that before. Oh, my God. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. Commercial break, by the way. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Can't believe that. That's crazy. Face-off then, won by the Panthers at center ice. Less than 3 minutes to go in the second. Tkachuk will tip that puck ahead now. Ekholm will pick it up behind the Oilers' net, and they'll regroup. Pass through the neutral zone. Panthers get it back. Now Brown battling for it. Back then for Bouchard on the right side. Backhanded off the zone then by Ekholm as the Oilers will hold it. Frederick back to Ekholm. 2:20 left in the middle frame. Jones banks it off the boards then for Rodriguez down low. Ekholm will play it back the other way and down low into the Florida Panthers end. It'll be an icing against the Oilers with 2:11 to go. Paul Maurice, 83 and 73 in the postseason. This is his 4th Stanley Cup final appearance. Put a new Discord link in. It expired after this period. Yes, I can. I greatly apologize for that. I did not realize that. My apologies. Face-off one here by the Oilers. Bouchard will bank it off the boards all the way down and into the Florida end. It goes in on Bob, and he will cover that one up. Face-off coming up here now inside of the Edmonton zone, or Florida zone. And it's one back then at the point. Oilers shoot it. Saved by Bobrovsky on the right side. Now McDavid. Up to the point, Bouchard. Bouchard to McDavid. Bouchard dekes around in front. Can't get a shot off. McDavid to the right side. Waits. Skates it around. Over then Bouchard to the point. Shoots it. Glove save by Bob as Evander Kane's in front. With 1:38 to go. The Oilers are getting shots, but they can't seem to get any past Mr. Bob over here. By the way, guys, this is stream number 76. All season, we've been doing these throughout the regular season, throughout the playoffs, draft lottery, Four Nations. We've done some college streams. I'm wondering if the Stanley Cup Finals finish at a early time, and I may be able to find a way to stream them. I'm wondering if I'm doing some American Hockey League Calder Cup Final live streams. I wonder if I would be able to do that. Battling here on the right side. Reinhart throws it up to the point. Oilers trying to keep it in. Last 90 seconds to go here in the middle frame. Kane then to Ekblad down low. Cleared all the way down the other way. Racing forward is Bouchard and back down and into the Edmonton end. Here's Evan Bouchard. Bouchard with the puck. Cleared all the way down the other way. Mikkola now with it in the corner. Nico Mikkola banks it off the boards over to the right side. Racing for it is Lundell. Fighting with Wallman. Back then is Luosterainen. Battling in the corner with McDavid. Last minute of play here in the second period. Nurse fighting with Lundell. Nurse cross-checks Lundell. Is that going to be a penalty? And then he gets cross-checked. What are you doing, Nurse? Penalty here for the Oilers for a cross-check. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, what are we doing? Oh, that's so brutal, man. It's just so brutal. Mikola's talking to Wallman. Power play for the Panthers once again. This is just so ugly. This is so ugly. First penalty in the second period. We knew there was going to be like no calls until the last minute. Here's Ekholm now battling in the corner. That's the, I think, the 8th penalty of the game, or the 9th penalty of the game. Henrique takes that puck, clears it all the way down the other way. Now Bobrovsky back then for Schmidt. Nate Schmidt through center ice. Will clear that one down low. Kulak battling for it. Back now down low. Ekholm over then for Brown as the puck goes all the way out of the zone with 10 seconds to go. The Panthers with goals from Reinhart and Bennett are up 4-1 heading into the third period, and the Oilers are going to need a goddamn miracle if they want to come back in the second period. That being said, guys, it is intermission time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do, as there's some pushing and shoving here. And we will be back for the start of the third period momentarily. Yeah, Oilers are playing just awful. This is awful. Awful hockey I'm watching from Edmonton. But the Panthers, they're taking advantage of it. They're making good plays, but the Oilers are just looking so bad. All right, let me make my clip here, and then we'll talk a little bit. Less than your be a pro. Who wouldn't take advantage of it? Exactly. Yeah. You have a good point. Yeah.
The Panthers are 2. And here come the Panthers are 2-0 the other way. And here come the Panthers are 2-0 the other way. Bennett, he's in. He scored. And here come the Panthers are 2-0 the other way. Bennett, he's in. He scored. And here come the Panthers are 2-0 the other way. Bennett, he's in. He scores!
Getting the win going to make them doubt themselves. That's true.
Panthers. A defensive collapse by the Oilers forces a 2-0 the other way. It's Sam Bennett with the goal.
Oh, it's fucking. This has been fucking awful for the Oilers. My God. Ugh. Marchand has been so good with the Panthers. Absolutely. I agree with that. All right. If he was like this for Boston. I mean, he was like this for Boston. Boston just wasn't good. I don't know if that's fair. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit hungry. Luckily, I got some pretzels. Hopefully my mother ain't watching. All right. There we go. That's all done. They have been making so many changes. Yeah, they hired a new coach. I think there's more coming, probably. They kind of are, yeah. You guys are meeting the Devils. I'm sure Dawes will get some time. He's probably ready right about now, I'd say. Hope Nemec gets more playing time. Looked promising. He had his moments though where he didn't look that good. So I don't know about Nemec. I think he's still gonna be a good player. I'm not saying that, but I think there is some concern there with that. Opinion on Tatar? It sucks, but I get it. You're going to get more opportunity and probably more money in Switzerland or wherever he's going. So I don't have anything wrong with it. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. Four and 5. Yeah, Switzerland. Okay, so then I'm not like too I get it. I understand. If you were getting offered more money, I would too. I would do it too, to be honest. He was good at Montreal. He's a good player. Like, there's no doubt about that. But it's just it's the team that, you know, it's he's not what he used to be. I feel like he might just be tired of the NHL too. That's also a factor. It definitely can be, yeah. Definitely can be. All right, still in the second intermission here. We'll get back to the third in just a moment, but thank you all so much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. Again, all donations and proceeds go towards one of the Ben Stelter Foundations or the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. All right, hang on. Give it a moment, it's loading. My Discord's loading. Okay, for some reason it's not loading. Time for Skinner to make some more saves. No more softies. Yes. The Oilers can still win. They've come back from bigger deficits before. But you're definitely going to need, it's definitely going to need to take some more. All right. This is probably glitching the hell out of the stream. Oh, it's not. It's okay. Or maybe it's not. I can see it lagging on the other end. All right, Josh. If you refresh your the stream and then look at the bio, it should be in there. New viewer, where am I from? Well, welcome. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate it. I am from Pennsylvania. I'm a Philadelphia Flyers fan, but I'm just going to tell you right now, don't let that deceive you. We support all 32 teams here. We commentate all 32 teams, especially during the Stanley Cup final. Went to Penn State as well, Harrisburg area. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So you're a local guy. I like that. All right. Sorry, guys. Just grabbing a little snack before the third period begins. I'll put it away once the third period's on. Oilers are done this game, probably, but I'm not holding my I'm not holding my breath. I think they've come back from crazier things before. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm still not very optimistic about it. Just being honest. I'm not confident in it. Just because I think Florida's playing so well. And the Oilers are playing so bad. All right, let me get ready for the third. One last snack on the pretzels. All right, here we go, third period. And yes, I did comment on the Bennett hit. I thought that was a wild play. I'll just say that right here, right now. But second period recap. Goals came from Corey Perry, Sam Bennett, and Sam Reinhart. And it makes it a 4-1 Florida Panthers lead. The Oilers have played terrible throughout a lot of this game. They're going to need a big period here to come back. And yes, CJ, I agree. Jackie Redmond is a very good interviewer. All right. Here's Ekholm with the puck. Shoots it down and into the Florida zone. Reminder, the Panthers are on a power play here in the third period. Seth Jones with the puck. Jones will drop it back for Reinhart. Sam Reinhart. Over then for Barkov. Barkov will clear it into the Oilers' end. Now down low, picked up by Kapanen, who will clear it all the way down the other way. And now picked up by Bobrovsky behind the net. Bobrovsky over then for Jones. 15 seconds to go on the Florida power play. Again, as I'm going to say, all Florida has to do is play sound defense, but don't give up. Keep trying to pressure on this Oilers team. Don't give them any signs of life whatsoever. And that'll do it for the Florida power play. That's the 9th penalty of the game. And it's killed off. Here's Rodriguez. Will slap shot it into the Edmonton zone along the right side. Now Nurse battling with Marchand. Marchand sends it up to the point. Nobody's there, so it'll come out of the zone. Refs just assisted the Oilers a little bit, but the Panthers got to it first. Cleared down low into the Oilers' end. Klingberg to Arvidsson, and we get a whistle here for, I think, icing or something. Skinner. Yeah, brutal game from Stuart Skinner. Overall, the whole Oilers team, honestly, it was a brutal game. At least my view count will be good, just because, you know. Okay. Not that many times. Can't be saying it that many times. That's a little too much. No spamming in the chat. Nurse clears it down low then for Kane. Kane on the right side, shoots it. Save by Bobrovsky now down low. Nurse to Arvidsson. Sent up to the point for Klingberg. Klingberg to Draisaitl. Draisaitl on the right side, battling here with Rodriguez and picked up by Bennett. Cleared out to the neutral zone. Here's Schmidt, who will backhand it down low. Shots are 26-19 in favor of the Oilers, but they can't find a way to beat Bob, and we got a penalty here. I think. And it's going to be against the Oilers. Delay of game for the Oilers. Another Florida power play. That's the 11th freaking penalty tonight. Oh, and it's on Skinner! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude. Skinner! Oh, my fucking God. Penalties are actually crazy. All right, another power play for Florida. It's Bennett versus Henrique. I'm going to say this right now. You can disagree with some of the calls, but you just cannot you cannot come back from a game or win a game when you're on the kill half of the time. Here's Bennett, shoots it. It goes off of the boards and all the way back down the other way. And Florida regroups. Here's Bennett now to Rodriguez. Verhaeghe battling for it. Schmidt a shot. Glove save by Skinner. 26-20 are the shots on goal. Oops, that was not what I wanted to do. Sam Bennett, 20 points in 20 games in these playoffs. 4 goals in the first 3 games this series. Johnny, I believe there has been 10. 10 or 11. Verhaeghe to Schmidt, a shot. Saved by Skinner with the chest. Yeah, 9 or 10 at this point. I don't know why it's not working. I'm sorry, Josh. Verhaeghe to the point to Schmidt. To Bennett. In front! Blocked in front there by Bouchard. Rebound saved by Skinner on Verhaeghe. Schmidt now to the right side to Bennett. Bennett to Schmidt. Schmidt to Rodriguez, and it goes wide. Bennett gets it back. Another shot. Goes up in the air and out of play. Brutal. Face-off won by the Panthers on the right side. Florida's still on the power play. 16:40 left to go. Tkachuk to Marchand. Reinhart, what a play! Ekblad scores on the power play. And it's 5-1 Panthers. What a play. Just a passing, beautiful passing display there by the Panthers. And it's 5-1. And there you go. 5 goals on 22 shots. 3 of them coming on the power play. Or sorry, 2 of them coming on the power play. What a play by Reinhart to Ekblad. He tucks that one through. And it's 5-1 Florida. Oh, man. This is so ugly. What a goal by Aaron Ekblad to make it a 5-1 game. And it looks like Skinner is coming out. For the Stuart Skinner haters, Stuart Skinner is getting pulled. Calvin Pickard's going to go in. That's 5 goals on 23 shots. And Calvin Pickard's going to get the nod. This postseason, Pickard is 7-1 with a 2.68 and a .895. Don't take that lightly, though. He's been very good through these playoffs. I don't believe that's Ekblad's second of the game. I think it's his first. Face-off won then by the Oilers at center ice. 6th team in NHL history to record 11 5-plus goal games in a single postseason. That has got to be some kind of record. Well, it is, actually. What am I saying? Battling now down low. Puck up to the point. Sent back for Brown. Connor Brown banks it around the boards to Klingberg. He shoots it. Blocked in front there by Lostrandin, who will carry it out of the zone and play it down the other way then for Marchand. Back down low. Ekholm. It's 5-1 Florida. Draisaitl through the neutral zone with some room. Drops it back. Up at the point now. Kane trying to backhand it. And played back up to Lundell. Klingberg keeps it in the zone. Brown in front. Can't finish on Bobrovsky. He had him beat but missed the shot in front. Now here's Forsling. Loses an edge but gets the puck back down low. Now picked up along the right side. Back up to the point. A shot. And deflected back down into the corner. Greer to Schmidt. Down low then for Reinhart. Reinhart battling in the corner. Nosek back with it here as well. Janmark over then for Bouchard. Over then. And clear back by the Panthers down low into the Oilers' end. This is just brutal. This is brutal hockey. I'm watching the Oilers play. They seem like they had a chance for about 1:20, but it feels like they've kind of given up after this. And now Arvidsson and Kulikov get some pushing and shoving. I think there might be a penalty coming once again. And is there? I don't think so. Never mind. Sorry, guys. This is just so brutal. And And the Oilers are starting to throw some, I mean, I guess you can maybe call them cheap shots, but they're seemingly starting to get a little bit upset here. Understandably so. Connor Brown had a really good chance on and what a stop by Bob on that one play. Face off here inside of the Edmonton zone. And my computer is low battery. Where's my charger? Here it is. Puck is cleared all the way down and into the Florida zone. Back now behind the net is Nate Schmidt. Schmidt will drop it back. Rodriguez with 14:35 left in the third. Nurse behind the net battling with Kulak. Trying to clear that puck around. It's picked up quickly by the Panthers. Here comes Nuge the other way. Will move it in. Back then for Nurse, who tries backhanding it down low. We get a whistle for offsides and some more pushing and shoving here now. As expected. There's no surprise about any of that. It's just been, this is just so hard to watch. It's just like you're waiting for the end of the game at this point. There's going to be no overtime tonight at the very least. So we'll be able to get some stuff done here earlier at the very least. But yikes. Rough game by the Edmonton Oilers. Nate Schmidt with 5 assists in this series, tied for the most in the playoffs with Connor McDavid. Jake Wallman will just slap shoot it down all the way the other way. Over to Jones on the right side. Back then for Barkov. Barkov into the zone. Sends a pass over then for Reinhart. Reinhart to Barkov. Barkov waits, sends it back down low in front. Ekblad gets it back and picks it up here on the right side. Now Barkov with it to the point in front. Saved by Skinner on the rebound. Ekblad gets it back now on the right side. Over then Barkov, a shot blocked in front. Rebounds played up in the air to the right side. And Ekblad will battle for it there, and the Oilers will clear. 13:30 left to go in the third. Honestly, you're just waiting for the end of the period here, honestly. That's what you're just waiting for, to be honest. Reinhart down low then for Jones, who banks it off the board. Schmidt a shot, and that one goes off of Skinner to the right side. Barkov now down low in the corner. Didn't even mention the Panthers are on the power play. I didn't even realize that. Oilers clear it all the way down the other way. Bobrovsky will play it back behind his own net. Guys, this is brutal. This is just brutal hockey. Florida's won. There's no real reason to tune into this, I guess. But in the neutral zone, Marchand picks it up. Directs it into the zone, and that was close, but they're going to call it an offsides on Lindell. Not the prettiest play, but sometimes that's how it is, I guess you could say. In the third period here, it's 5-1 Florida. Remind you, they had 12 goals combined in Game 6 and Game 7 of Round 2. So this Panthers team is not afraid to get goals and all that. They are not afraid whatsoever. Another power play is crazy. We know what team is getting a lecture after the game. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, number 1, bro. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'll say it once more. All donations and proceeds go towards one of the Ben Stelter Foundations or the Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital in terms of the donations here throughout all these Stanley Cup Final streams. So if you could donate some money, that'd be greatly appreciated for a good cause. Otherwise, thank you all so much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. I already mentioned that stat earlier. But overall, this has been a great game from the Florida Panthers. Things are going good for your defending Stanley Cup champions, and they're definitely looking up. That's for sure. Along the right side now, Bouchard will clear it around. Picked up then by Evander Kane. It was an ad break. 12:20 left in the third period. Sorry about that. I know I wasn't talking for a moment there. Down low in the zone, Pickard picks it up then. Back over for Bouchard on the right side. Evan Bouchard. Sorry if I was saying Skinner. That's my fault. Shots are now 27-26. Another offsides. Or is it a penalty? I can't tell. And yeah, there is a Florida penalty coming up. Another Oilers power play is on the way. Again. Floor it. Yeah. Florida looking great. Vincent, I know you're a big Panthers guy. You've been saying it in the chat. Florida's looking phenomenal. Just kind of have to lock in here for these last couple of minutes. I don't know about that, but okay. All right. I think we know who won this game too. Yeah, we do know who won this game. Absolutely. That's become clear. Bouchard now on the right side. Perry will throw it down low. It's cleared all the way down the other way then by Florida swiftly. And here they regroup now down low. Jake Wallman to McDavid. Connor McDavid through the neutral zone. Will get sent back to the point. Draisaitl now. Tries clearing it down low. Gets it and poke checked away there by Mikkola. Battling forward in the corner. McDavid gets it back. Up to the point, Bouchard. Bouchard waits. Holds the puck then. McDavid gets it back. McDavid dekes around over in front. Wallman save by Bobrovsky. I think it was blocked in front actually. And Florida will clear all the way down the other way. Now Pickard with it. Back down low for Bouchard on the right side. Evan Bouchard will regroup with the puck. 11 minutes to go here in the third. Nugent Hopkins battling forward with Ekblad now behind the net. Over then for Reinhart. On the right side, Kane. Barkov trying to clear it. It goes back behind the net then for Ekblad, who will send it up to the point. Back down low then, Connor McDavid. Klingberg. 35 seconds left in the power play. Nuge to Kane. To Klingberg. Klingberg at the point will move it around. Shoots it. And saved by Bobrovsky with that one. Kane now battling in the corner. Will get it free halfway through the third. Shot there by Klingberg is denied. And puck goes up in the air. And Forsling will attempt to clear. And that'll pretty much do it anyways for the Oilers power play. This is yikes. Oilers need to regroup here in Game 4. And really think about their game plan. Because if you play like this again in Game 4... I'm sorry, it might be wraps for you. It might be it. You have to tie the series on Thursday. There's no doubt about it. Go Cats, go. Battling now down low. Power play is over. Back to 5-on-5. Kulikov trying to get it out of the zone. 9:30 to go in the third. And we're looking... call a penalty here as Corey Perry, I think that is, or there's a big fight in the middle, and there they go, more and more fisticuffs. Oh man, there's multiple fights going on. It's a line brawl. There's 5 fights right now on the ice. Even the linesmen are joining in on this. You got Gajovic going at it with Nurse. Rodriguez is fighting with Perry on the ground, was holding him down for a moment. Bennett's going at Frederick. This is absolutely insane. Yes, there is a fight. This is absolutely wild. Honestly. Nurse versus Gajovic right now. They're going at it. And tensions have definitely boiled over, that's for sure. There's absolutely zero doubt about that. Tensions have definitely boiled over here in Florida. As the Oilers, you could tell their frustration was being played here throughout a lot of the game. And now you're seeing the results of that. And yeah, they're just letting them fight. Still got about 9.5 minutes to go of this. They're just letting them go. And we're going to see some ejections here, that's for sure. These Panthers are going wild. They're feeling great. They're having a great game. And we'll go to commercial break with 9.5 minutes to go. With some fights, it's 5-1 Florida. All right, I will be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom. Thank you all very much for tuning in. It is greatly appreciated. All right, I'm back. Three-peat, it's a two-peat. There's McDavid and Kachuk up near the box. And then some subtle pushing and shoving from Frederick on Bennett as they start going at it. Gajovic doesn't like that. They join in. More fighting, more pushing and shoving. Would have game 2 went later. Yeah. And there's definitely going to be some ejections, some fights. There's going to be probably a lot of that stuff. Darnell Nurse with a little bit of a bloody mouth. That's hockey right there for you. Had to keep the fans engaged somehow, you know, with a a game like this. For the fans on TV, I'd say. The Panthers fans are very happy, but you know. And yeah, some players are going to be ejected. They're going. Greer is off to the locker room. Most of that fourth line. And I will say this. So we will be live for every game of the Stanley Cup Final, as I obviously mentioned. There are only going to be 4 more streams left, possibly. Maybe even 2 more streams left. We'll be live on Thursday, June 12th, Saturday, June 14th. If necessary, on Tuesday, June 17th. And then Friday, June 20th, we'll be live there as well. All right, I'll update it. All right, things might get interesting here in the dying moments here of the third period. But again, I guess we'll see if there's any fights or anything like that. I'm predicting there's more. It looks like the refs are just going to eject all of them. And that adds to even more penalties that have been going on in this game. It's been an absolutely insane just shit show of penalties. It's actually wild how many there really has been. So there you go. And this Florida arena's electric. I wonder what the moss pit looks like right now. I will say this, the Oilers after a loss, they look very good. But again, they also lost game 2 as well. So it's not pretty with what we've seen here from Edmonton. But they tend to bounce back very well. I wonder if in game 4 they do that. Because again, as I said in the pregame and I said it in the first period, they got to find a way to win. They got to find a way to win game 4. Power play for Florida, by the way, off of those penalties. You have to. You just simply have to. You cannot. Again, I know I'm saying the obvious here, but the Oilers have struggled with this arena. They've only won 1 game here in the last calendar year. And that was game 5 of last year's final. They haven't won a game in that arena since. And I know they've only played like, what, 2 games? Because you only play, you only go to Florida once when you're a Pacific team. But we did that stream. Back in, I think it was either January or February. We did that Oilers-Panthers stream. That rematch. Shot there by Rodriguez, saved by Pickard. It's picked up by Frederick on the right side. Janmark, who will move it into the zone. Backhands it over in front, intercepted by Marchand. But again, I'm telling you guys, you got to find a way to win here. You've struggled here. You have 1 win here in the last calendar year. If this Oilers team is really different and they can beat the beasts that are Florida, you got to win game 4. And I know that I'm kind of preaching to the choir and I'm saying what's the obvious. But I mean, even if you win game 4, you still got to win game 6 possibly. If it's you got to win game 4. CJ thinks they will win game 4. Yeah, with the rigged way that CJ's been preaching all year, they'll win game 4. If Florida plays, they'll sweep. I don't know about that, but sure. I don't think I can get behind Florida sweeping. Bouchard with a shot, goes out of play. Yeah, 7:05 left. This one's pretty much done, guys. I hate to break it to y'all. This one's over. Not a great performance here by the Oilers. They're going to need to regroup here in game 4. Do I think they can? Certainly. Without a doubt in my mind, they will be able to. But it won't be easy. Edmonton has 47 penalty minutes. Florida has 29. Yeah, you can't win like that. And face-off won by the Oilers. They blow that whistle dead. As we keep on playing here. Face-off now again in the Florida zone is won by the Oilers. Kane a chance in front. And that one is denied by Bobrovsky. Here's Barkov on the right side. We'll bank it off the boards down low. Draisaitl comes out of his zone to play it. 6.5 minutes to go in the third period. Through the neutral zone. Backhanded down low. Kulak racing for it. Back that on the right side. Behind the net. Up to the point. Bouchard shoots it. Saved by Bob in front. Shots are 29 to 28. What's crazy is the Oilers have played awful, but they might outshoot the Panthers. That's the wild part of all this. That's the craziest part for me. They might outshoot the Panthers in all of this. And that'll be like the blinding factor. And are we going to get another penalty? And I think we are. Oh my goodness. 6:05 left here in the third. And these two teams mouthing off to each other. I think collectively they've had enough. And they'll have to review this again. And yeah, it's gonna be another Panthers power play. Oh, they're gonna review that for a 5? The fuck, it's freaking 5-1. Why? Oh my god! Kane and Bouchard just double teamed him, dude. Oh yeah, that's not pretty. So Bouchard slashes Verhaeghe, knocks him down, and then Kane hits him with the stick afterwards while he's down. They're gonna video review this and see if it might be a 5. All right, that was quick. Let's take a look. Minor for a slash and a 10-minute misconduct. So Evander Kane is gone. He'll head to the locker room. And we'll get another Panthers power play. I love this game. Corey Perry will go sit that one out in the box. And the Oilers will look to erase this one out once again. But I think the lesson's been learned. You got to stay out of the box here in game number 4. I think I'm just kind of preaching to the choir here. I'm saying all the obvious things, but it's what they got to do. Honestly, less than 6 to go here in the third. Barkov to the point. On the right side, thrown up to the point. A shot deflected in front. It goes just wide. Tkachuk then over for Barkov. They'll regroup with it. Pass over in front for Ekblad, who nearly had a second. It's banked back down low off the boards. Back then for Barkov in front to Reinhart. Reinhart to Barkov to the point. Jones over. Reinhart saved by Pickard. Rebound is cleared by the Oilers. And we got some more fighting here behind the play. Can we just end the game? This is taking way longer than it needs to. I've been live for 3 hours. This game should have been over like a period ago. And there they are, going at it in front. I think all these guys are going to get ejected. I think everybody here should get ejected. All right, what's going to be the call now? More fighting. And it might be against, oh my God. Klingberg is holding Tkachuk in a headlock while Wallman's punching him. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. This is insane, dude. This is actually unhinged. This is fucking awful. I'm just so shocked that the Oilers are playing this way. The Panthers have found a way. The Panthers have found a way to get into the Oilers' heads. Now the Panthers know they can do that, and they have the driver's seat in this series now. Looks like Edmonton's going to need to find a way to win. They freaking have to. And I know I'm stating the obvious, but, like, it's way easier said than done. This is a team that has been to 2 straight Stanley Cup Finals, has won 11 of their last 12 series. Ten of their 11, actually. If they win this, it's 11 of 12. Got to find a way. Rodriguez to Jones. Rodriguez a shot blocked in front. Puck goes up. It stays in the zone, though. Verhaeghe's got it. On the right side, Verhaeghe. Intercepted in front. Janmark will clear all the way down the other way. How many waters has Bro drank during the game? Me? I go through at least like 5 or 6. Just with my voice. It feels good right now. My voice is fine right now because it's been a lesser of a commentary period just because it's like, it's a whole lot of nothing. Like, it's just like fights. Like, literally, what am I supposed to do? So, and there's more. There's more. There was 4:13. There was been here for literally like, this period's been like a half hour, and we're not even done it yet. Just, oh my God, dude. I get it. These teams are upset. And I was pulling for the Oilers, but this is just so frustrating. And Kapanen's gone. He's talking to the Florida fans. Again, I will say this. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. I would greatly appreciate that. Trying to get to 25 or 3,500, actually. So sorry about that. But thank you all so much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. All donations and proceeds go towards one of the Ben Stelter Foundation or the Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital. So be sure to tune into that as well. But, yeah, this is, it looks like it might be going to Joe DiMaggio's after this. Not pretty. Again, I know I'm kind of just saying the same shit. But what do you want me to say? So bad. Oh, well. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Oilers zone. 7 seconds left on the power play. And that'll do it. At least there's no overtime. Here come the Panthers. Up at the point. Forsling to Mikkola. It's a 5-on-3 for Florida, so I'm sorry I got that wrong. A shot and they score! Evan Rodriguez on the 1T. And for the 3rd time in these playoffs, Florida scored 6. It's 6-1 Panthers. Power play goal. The Panthers don't even care at this point. They're just like, let's get this done. And it's 6-1 Florida. As many people in the chat as we do goals. All right. 3:45 left here in the 3rd period. Cleared along the right side all the way down into the Florida end. Panthers regroup now down low. Gustav Forsling. Through the center ice. Cleared all the way down and into the Oilers end. Podkolzin will dump that one down low and into the Florida zone. And now they'll regroup with it here now the other way. Panthers clear it down low. 3 minutes to go here in the third period. This one's pretty much done, guys. And some more pushing and shoving here. I think the refs are just going to be ejecting everybody, which makes sense. Yeah, this is going into overtime. Look forward to overtime, guys. Florida's still on the power play, by the way, for another minute, but I wouldn't be shocked if there's more. And it's actually going to be on Florida, this upcoming penalty, so it looks like it'll be 4-on-4 for a little bit, followed by an Oilers power play, which I'm okay with. Giving Florida so much time in the offensive zone, it's insane. Anyway. Unbelievable folding. Yeah, I know. This is horrible. And yeah, 4-on-4 here for a little bit, followed by an Oilers power play to, I think, wrap up things by the time it's over. Actually, no, never mind. Never mind. No, it won't. Here comes Barkov. 3-on-2. Klingberg goes down. Kulikov dekes in. Couldn't get it past Pickard. Now here's Draisaitl. Will hold the puck with 2:30 left to go in the third period. Draisaitl with some room. Gets tied up by Schmidt. Dry gets it back. Drops it down low. Back then for Bouchard, who will take it back and regroup. Evan Bouchard. Holds it back then for Henrique. To Connor McDavid. McDavid gets tied up there down low. No sec to Mikkola. Oilers power play now. I had both of them on. Less than 2 minutes to go here now. Down low, Bouchard behind the Edmonton net. Panthers are going to be just 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup final. Or from a Stanley Cup final. From a Stanley Cup championship. For the second straight year, they're in the Cup final. And as for the Edmonton Oilers, it appears it might be back to the drawing board. And Stuart Skinner there on the bench. Panthers Arena looks somewhat empty. I guess, fans left early. Because they were tired of, this is too easy, I guess. Here's Podkolzin to the right side. Cleared all the way up then for Bouchard. Evan Bouchard will regroup here in the Oilers zone. 1:20 to go. Panthers fans on their feet. 5-on-3 the other way for Edmonton. Henrique to Bouchard. Cleared back down behind the net to Janmark. Last minute of play in the third period. Puck is banked off then by the Panthers. Oilers will take their sweet time to regroup. And things are really going to need to change here for Edmonton if they want to come back. Things are really going to need to change. 45 seconds to go. Edmonton in the zone. 30 seconds left. And thought I was going to hear McDavid scores a big goal to cut the lead to 10. Nope, not today. And time winds down. The Panthers, with an absolute dominant performance in game number 3. And they are in the driver's seat of this series. 10 seconds left. Klingberg comes back in his zone. Final score. Panthers 6. Oilers 1. And they'll let the time run out. They're not even going to blow the whistle as these two guys go at it. And there come the Rats onto the ice. There's a drink on the ice. And let the Rats rain down as these two teams keep on throwing the fisticuffs. Absolutely abysmal game there by the Oilers. Absolutely abysmal. That was actually terrible hockey. Genuinely. That was terrible hockey. All right. The Panthers have a 2-1 series lead. Game 4 is on Thursday. I think, right? It's on Thursday? Don't tell me it's on Wednesday. It's on Thursday, right? I think it's on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Okay. Game 5 is on Friday. So we could have the season done by Friday. But final score, 6-1 in favor of Florida. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys here on Thursday for the next stream. Subscribe down below if you're new. And that's it.